What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grover. I hope that everyone is having a pleasant day or evening, depending on where you are in the world, because you know what I'm saying? As I said at the beginning of each and every one of these podcasts, it depends on where you are in the world. It could be day, it could be night, it could be sometime in between. So, the topic of today or this evening's podcast is just randomness. Just random topics is what I mean. This is a mobile broadcast too, by the way. And with this show, 495, casting celebrities worldwide, this show is not about perfection. It is in no way, shape, or form. In fact, I think this is episode 9. The previous episode was just basically on the fly, and they've all been essentially on the fly. They're almost entirely 100% unscripted. There's nothing that is written here. It's just, I need to put my seatbelt on. It's just some random stuff that I be talking about. And why do I do it? I do it for fun, man. I do it for fun because it's fucking fun. And, yeah, man, I always wanted to do a podcast, so now I'm fucking doing one. And so, if anyone doesn't know, and you're just tuning in for the first time, what we do, in addition to just random topics, we talk about all kinds of things that we like to talk about. I come from the video game era of the 1980s going into the, let me clarify that. 1970s going into the 80s, going into the 90s. I've never owned a PlayStation. I've never owned an Xbox. This is true. Just as I have never owned an iDevice or iProduct. I'm not against any of those products. I don't dislike any of those products. I'm an old school dude from, again, the 70s, and I grew up listening to all kinds of different music. I'm very eclectic. I have listened to soft rock, love songs, ballads, techno, back when it was called techno, before this whole new generation of EDM. I like rock music. I like jazz. I like urban music, hip hop, rap. I like some country music. I like some ska. I like some punk. I like some metal. I like a lot of different types of music, man. I really do, because I'm an eclectic dude. And you guys probably, a lot of you, if you're the younger generation, the skinny jeans dudes, y'all probably don't know what Electric Company is. I grew up watching Electric Company, Sesame Street. And so I'm from that world, that generation. And back in the day, man, we used to rock tube socks. Yeah, man, tube socks. And we would, we'd have our sneakers, our tennis shoes. I usually rock Nike. It's very rare that I wear something other than Nike, albeit I have had Fila. I had K-Swiss, I think once or twice. Have I ever owned a pair of Reeboks? I don't think so. But I like Reebok though. I may have at some point, but I don't think so. My cousin, he had the Reebok, and he had the Ruse with the little pocket. I don't know if y'all know what Ruse are, but it had a little pocket on it, and you could put like a key or some money for lunch, in there or whatever. Whatever you can think of that could go in that little pouch. And the Ruse were dope. Reebok was trendy back when I was a kid. And I've seen some current Reebok that I'm like, yo, man, I might have to cop, one of them pairs. Like, I saw this money green pair. I was like, yo, those are fucking rad. And then there was a pair that was white with some, like a dark blue-ish color, almost black, but it was like, blue-black, and, but like dark, but mostly white. And I was like, yo, man, those are aight. Like, I might have to cop them junts. So that's what I've been seeing lately. But yeah, man, we used to wear the swim shorts. Like, back in the day, the shorts that came up, right, on the thighs. It sounds silly now, but we used to rock those, man, with the tube socks, the tennis shoes, i.e. sneakers, and then like a t-shirt. Sometimes we do stripes. Sometimes it would be logos. Like I was talking to my boy Sendo today, and we were, my boy Logo, and he and I, we were talking about how back in the day, cats used to rock the gotcha. Now I know a lot of y'all have seen, had, yourselves owned, and perhaps even not owned or seen but heard of cross colors. You're like, yeah, my dad, he used to talk about cross colors, but I've never really seen them. There are some people who have never seen cross colors. Before that, back in the day, there was a company, man, they had the gotcha shirts. You probably like, gotcha. Come on, Grove. What's the gotcha, man? You have 5 minutes and some going on six minutes here. Gotcha was a fad. There was a movie that was made, and my boy was like, oh, yeah, that's right, man. And I was like, yeah, they made the movie about it. They made the Nintendo game about it. So there was a gotcha game, video game. There was a gotcha t-shirt line, clothing line, and there was a fucking movie. And back in the day, man, that shit was dope. They were a bit pricey, though, if I recall. Like, average cats, like, it was a stretch to get you a gotcha shirt. TNC, surf, shit was dope. I had the hot pink jump and many other colors, red, and I think I had a blue jump as well. But they were like pastel colors. Not all of them, but some of them, now that I'm thinking about it, they were like kind of at least the ones that I had, because I was a rebel fucking rad skater, rad rebel skater. So they had the pastel colored jumps, and I used to rock them. And then let's see what's up. So my boy, so one of my homies, his name is Sean. Sean was the dude who actually got me into breaking and b-boying. He used to have the Windbreaker. I think it was Nike. I could be wrong, but it was a name brand, and you would wear the Windbreaker, and then you could take it off, and you could zip it up in a certain way, and it became a pillow. So he was such an ultra fucking fly b-boy that he introduced this shit to our class for the first time ever when we were back in the gymnasium in elementary school, in, I'm gonna say, 3rd grade. Had to have been third grade-ish. Yeah, I think I met my boy Sean in 3rd grade, and my boy Sean was fucking b-boying on some ultra rat. Like, if you saw him, you'd be like, yo, man, dude kind of break like Boogaloo Shrimp a little. Like, my boy was dope, and he was fucking highly skilled, and he pretty much introduced it. He's like, yo, you ever heard of this? And I was like, what's this? He's like, oh, it's this movie called Breaking. And I was like, what? He's like, yo, and you'd pull out, okay, now get this. On the cassette tape, when you got the shit to the movie, to the Breaking movie, I think it was the movie Breaking. I don't think it was Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. I think it was the first Jump. And Junt is my word of the day, by the way. And you're going to hear it in other broadcasts because, that's what we say out here. But, and Junt could just be anything, though. Just in case you want to look that up in the Urban Dictionary. But motherfucking the cassette tape. Now, mind you, whoever's listening, there was a time when there were no CDs, okay? CD-ROMs, CDs, compact discs, they didn't exist. Also, just as a matter of historic record, for y'all who also didn't know that, the NSA, the National Security Agency, actually created CD-ROM technology. And if you don't believe me, you can look it up. At least on the timeline I remember. Maybe Mandela effect shifted shit around a little bit and it's different now. But yeah, the NSA actually had CD-ROM technology and created it before it ever existed anywhere in the world and before it became a commercial product. So we had cassette tapes back when I was a kid, and my boy Sean had the fucking Breaking jump and to the movie, and when you would pull out the cassette tape, it came with like this piece of paper behind it, and you would unfold it, and it was a fucking poster, like a poster. So the cassette tape had this thick paper inside of it, and when you pull out this paper that was folded up and unfolded it, it was a fucking poster, and it showed all these different break moves. Like, not a huge poster, but it was a very large piece of paper that unfolded. And it was like a little mini poster that showed all of the fucking like the break moves back in the day. The shit was so live, the way they hooked it up like that. You're like, wow, what a bonus. Like, man, this is the fucking coolest thing ever. Like, there's a poster inside my cassette tape. Like, imagine you go to a used store where you could buy cassettes even to this day. Chances are, bro, you ain't gonna find a fucking poster inside a cassette tape. If you found a poster inside of a cassette tape, you'd be like, yo, this is some weird shit. Man, I don't even know how much that shit would be worth on eBay right now, but I'm guessing that one of the original posters, man, there might be some money in that shit to the movie Breaking', if I recall those facts correctly. But anyway, my boy Sean, he would fucking break, right? And then he would take off his windbreaker that he had been breaking with, right? Pun intended. He would take his windbreaker off and you could zip it up in this way. It was this fancy thing. And then it was a fucking pillow, right? Literally one of the brands, I'm thinking it was Nike. If someone wants to do some research out there, you would zip it up. Boom. Now it's a pillow. Okay. Your jacket is now a pillow. And again, it was designed for it to be a dual purpose thing where you got a windbreaker. Now you change it up. It transforms. Boom. Now it's a fucking pillow. He would put his hand on the pillow that is his windbreaker. And it was this little fucking pillow. And he would be doing fucking spins and shit. And it was mind blowing. Since there was no internet back then, since there were no, video cameras like they later came out with that were the VHS recorders and shit that became popular. I mean, I'm sure someone had, there were the 8mm junks. But in terms of the VHS cameras that became common where you just put the, VHS cassette, then boom, it goes straight to your fucking VHS cassette player. Them junks weren't out at the time. And so there's no footage of this. But man, if this shit had been recorded back then, oh my God, this shit would have fucking, 50 million views on the internet. Because literally, we would be in the gymnasium when the shit first came out. I'm talking like shortly after Sugar Hill Gang. And then boom, you got movies like Wild Style. You got movies like, y'all, like if you ain't into hip hop and if you ain't know about it, man, learn about it. Wild Style. I said Wild Style. A lot of cats like, damn, this cat actually fucking quoted and cited and fucking referenced Wild Style. Come on, man. I'm from the old school 70s. I remember Commodore 64. I remember Intellivision. What y'all niggas know about Intellivision? And yes, I played Pong. My cousins had Pong. They had some money. They were well off, and they had fucking the original Pong. So I played all them old shits, okay? All the old fucking game systems. What you know about Amiga? Come on, bro. I said Amiga. A lot of cats, man, they don't even know what universe I'm talking about right here. But anyway, we would be in the gymnasium and someone would smuggle in a boombox because you weren't supposed to bring boomboxes to school. And one of the teachers would just be off doing some shit. Next thing you know, you'd hear some fucking break music. Boom, 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 and motherfuckers would just be like popping, locking, breaking, snapping, popping, locking, snapping, and breaking. And the shit was just like motherfuckers doing the worm, the Bronco. Like, you probably like, man, come on, those ain't even fucking proper break terms. That's what we called the shit back then, bro. Motherfuckers was like, could you rodeo break? And we was like, rodeo break? It's like, yeah, where you do the donkey? I mean, cats were just making up shit because that's what it looked like. You look like a donkey. Motherfuckers would be like, well, you mean the Bronco? So they had different names. You got to understand that. So what have we covered today? We've covered original fucking video game PC computer systems, personal computers, going back in time to times that a lot of y'all don't even know about. That's called legacy systems. I've been talking about gear from the 1970s, okay? The old school Nike Cortez, G-Nikes. I covered the Ruse, niggas that rock the Pumas, the OG shits, okay? Motherfucking Reebok. Come on, man. I've been talking about the Nike Windbreaker, the original OG shit. We've been talking about Classrooms, the old VHS cassettes and shit before the fucking Sony Walkman. Come on, bro. I'm talking we was breaking before. I'm talking about Bboying before Sony Walkman existed, bro. Okay? I even brought up the 8mm cassette that preceded the VHS cassette. I even told y'all that the CD technology that y'all play today, come on, man. That shit came from the NSA. Okay, the National fucking Security Agency created that. A lot of people is just like, man, this dude on this podcast, he talking about some of this stuff that we really didn't know, though. You know? So I'll be covering shit, you know, that a lot of cats don't even hear on other podcasts and that they don't know about. We covered a broad range of things in this particular podcast. So that's how I put it down. This is episode 9. I'm your boy, One Sir Grove, and that was on the Fly mobile podcast. 495, casting celebrities worldwide. 1.